Welcome to our channel. We are Sophie and Filipe, two professional chefs and regenerative farmers. Currently, we are setting up our second regenerative farm in Portugal. On this channel, we take you along on the farm's development and we show you how we grow, cook and preserve nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown food. In a time where the food we're eating is literally killing us, the most powerful and impactful action one could take is to consume clean and delicious food. Let's grow it, let's cook it, let's do it. At the beginning of the week, the weather was lush. I even saw the first snake of the year. Mating season is coming up, so if you're living in Portugal, beware of walking in tall grass barefoot. The snakes are out there. Kom! Alright, lover. Ik zou een shirt aandoen, want we komen met de camera. Unless you want to be bare-chested on the internet. We set out to continue what we started and we went down to help Filipe with the extension of the garden. They're looking still tiny, Stan, but they're looking already really like
Mama,
up.
we zijn hier hoeveel bicillo's.
Ja, laat ze maar lekker. The tomatoes one day later were looking a lot happier already in comparison with the day before. The peas are doing well and our ancient artichoke plants are looking lush. Look how big they are. Fia stayed home to help us that day, of course under the guise of sickness, but really she looked fine once she got out of bed. With the sun out, we started digging the paths of our no-dig beds in our new no-dig garden, which I know sounds a little silly. It was not easy as the sun was quite warm, but taking a turn to rest every now and then, we got the job done in a jiffy. And just as we finished starving and were totally exhausted, Fia came down with a little self-made snack for the team. We were overjoyed as it was just what we needed. We tarred it up and then we raked some more and then finally put away all our tools where they belong. Very important. And this is how we went from 2 blocks of garden beds to 3 blocks of garden beds. Job well done.
The following day it was compost sifting time. Lloyd and I spent a good morning sifting our compost through our olive leaf separator. A great multifunctional tool, as I mentioned before. And we believe to have sifted at least 10 wheelbarrows worth of black gold. This will be used to top off some of our existing beds and start some of our new beds. We are looking into purchasing some more, but we are a little bit squeamish as we had such a bad run with the last buy. What we are currently doing to improve our fertility is irrigating the beds with compost tea. We will get into that another time, but it is a great way to boost our soil life, which in turn will make nutrients available to our plant roots.
That evening, I started packing because the next day I was going on an adventure with the kids. An adventure on an airplane. The kids are staying with their grandparents for Easter in Italy, so we hopped on a bus and then on a plane and then on a bus again and arrived late at night. I'm sorry I didn't film more of this travel, as I can tell you that with 2 small children and lots of bags, getting your camera out is not very easy. This means that Filipe had to make do on his own, which is something we hardly ever do. We are basically joined at the hip.
Good morning, guys. Today I'm home alone. Sophie went to put the kids to Italy for Easter holidays with the grandparents. Today I'm gonna take you with me. I'm gonna show you what I do when I'm alone on the farm. That's gonna mean a lot of work, a lot of hours, nobody to stop me. So I'm gonna start in the morning now. I'm gonna feed the animals, open the greenhouses, and move the sheep. Yeah, let's see what I'm gonna do. You always want the sheep to follow you, not to go in front of you, because if they go in front of you, they just go wherever they want. And if they follow you, they just follow you. Okay guys, I tried my best to film myself doing everything, but it was not as easy as I had hoped, nor was it as much fun. This garden is starting to look lush again. Potatoes are looking good. Really good. Besides the usual work of feeding all our animals and such, I set out to fill up the pads between some of the new beds we made. I did this by adding wood chips. These were the wood chips I made from old branches from mimosa we had cleared a while ago. I then composted the bed in the garden and started transplanting. I did 4 beds of onions. The transplant went smoothly. The onions were easy to remove from our raised bed in the tunnel, and I decided to cut some of the roots and tips in order to promote strong growth of the root once settled in the new place. You can see these roots are very, very long. I'm also going to trim a little bit of them, but just really a little bit. I'm going to leave about 20 centimeters more or less of plant and take the tops just like this. I also plant a bed of leeks. And last but not least, I plant the white cabbage out in the field. That's enough work for now. Let's eat. All right, this is what's gonna be. Okay, so I'm home alone. I'm gonna cook something that I quite like to eat. That's chicken thighs. I'm gonna do this dish that it's more or less inspired in Indian cuisine. So got some curry madras, some hot peppers. Kids are not at home, so let's go having that spiciness. Love it. But of course, always using what we have on the farm, such as the chicken fat, our own blocks, vegetables stock cube that Sophie made, some tomato concentrate. Yeah, let's start cooking. I'm gonna start by frying a little bit the thighs to get brown, and then we're gonna start it. I'm gonna use a terracotta pot. It fits better the dish itself, and it also makes it prettier to go to the table. So first of all, we put the chicken fat. Now we're gonna put the chicken, and we're gonna fry it until it's nice and brown. The onions and the garlic are chopped. Now we're gonna turn the chickens around. Now the chicken is done. We're gonna take it aside. So in the same fat, we're gonna put the onion first, and a little bit after the garlic. Ooh, smells delicious. Now this dish is done. I left it for 15 minutes to rest. Now it's time to serve. I'm gonna serve myself directly from the pot. This is an amazing, delicious meal. But hey, what's a meal without some company? I miss you, my lady. My company.
I arrived back yesterday and immediately went to check on my third love, the herb garden. I love my hobby and my kids more, but I tell you, it's close. All that rain really did wonder for the herbs and flowers. The garden is looking more beautiful every day, and I can hardly describe the feeling of joy it brings me to walk around in it, harvest from it, and of course, always add to it. And as a cherry on the pie, Philippe's mom surprised us today with some more plants she brought us from her garden and from the store. As far as mother in laws go, she is the best one for sure. I adopted this rough planting technique from her. At first, I was afraid to hurt the plants, but I have to say they've always survived. So, with this new philosophy of planting, which might also be able to be applied to life, don't be afraid to be a little rough. They need the grounding. I conclude this episode. Consider subscribing to our newsletter, and if you want to find the full recipes, you can go to our website. This recipe will be up soon. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. The Farming Chefs, peace out.